What you just saw, I created with AI. But believe it or not, it was based on a real home, which I'll show you in this video here. It's the reason that I won't install mini split systems from Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, these big box store pre-charged line set mini split air conditioners. Don't get me wrong, I love my mini split air conditioner. As I'm about to explain, it's one of the best things I ever did for myself, besides LASIK eye surgery. But these monstrosities will just ruin your home. They're a complete waste of money. Let me show you why. Two of the best things that I've ever done for myself are LASIK eye surgery and installing a mini split air conditioning system, or a heat pump system in this case, like this one in my garage. But when you are considering installing air conditioning or cooling your garage, there are several ways to do it, and there are some important considerations that don't necessarily apply to central air conditioning systems like these two Lennox systems that I have serving my main home. So I thought I would show you a couple of tips to consider to get the best bang for your buck when you're going to buy a mini split air conditioner to cool your garage, your workshop, your bonus room, whatever it is. First, this is not a brand video. I did cover this Gree mini split air conditioner. I've done a complete review on how it's performed for me after I had it installed for about 2.5 years. I'll put a link in the description to that video. This is not about the Gree or the Mitsubishi multi-zone systems that we have cooling our offices at Magic Touch Mechanical and the fireplace in Mesa. This is about what to consider when you're going to install one in your own home. I will mention some brands only because there are a few you want to avoid when considering something like this. One of the first things I can advise you on when it comes to a mini split air conditioner is equipment that comes with pre-charged factory line sets. This one is not pre-charged, and you'll see it comes directly out of the wall. There's a very short run before it goes right into the unit. When you buy these pre-charged mini splits, specifically ones that you see for sale on Amazon, there are a number of brands to avoid. They have the refrigerant charge preloaded into the line set, so you can't cut the line set to size. And we see these monstrosities out in the field that have 10, 20 feet sometimes of coiled up lines, big circles that are on the side of the house, and they are ugly as sin. I see them all the time. They're horrific looking, but it's about more than just the aesthetics. When it comes to a machine like this, what you care about most is how well is it going to cool, what's the durability, etc. These offshoot brands don't stand the test of time. When you're going to invest thousands of dollars into something for your home, you want something that's going to last a long time. Not something where you saved a few bucks up front and you're paying for it later. You're going to get a nice, clean finish when it's professionally installed and doesn't have one of these pre-charged line sets. That is my number one piece of advice to anybody looking to install one of these in your home. Choose a brand that does not come with a pre-factory charged line set. My next bit of advice, something that you definitely want to install on your mini split, regardless of the brand you get, is some type of surge protection. This particular one on my own home is a brand that I like, and I have them on all my air conditioners. It's a Dytech surge protector. And the reason I have that there is just a little added security. The inverter technology, the circuit boards in these are very sensitive electronics. They are sensitive to power spikes, power drops, brownouts, that kind of thing. And the last thing you want to do is fry a board or a compressor because you failed to spend a couple $100 on protecting that device. Now, if you have whole home surge protection, you can avoid having to purchase this, but if you don't, this is worth every penny. The other thing that I like to do in my own homes is this is a disconnect box. We include these on all of our installations. It's meant as a protection device when servicing this equipment or cleaning it. You have some options. One is a non-fused disconnect or a fused disconnect. I always install and recommend a fused disconnect. These little slow blow cartridge fuses offer another level of protection should you have some kind of an issue before the circuit breaker even has a chance to react. Fused disconnect and a surge protector like this are your good friends when installing a mini split in your home. When you spend a couple $1,000s on anything for your home, you're going to want to make sure that it's protected, just like the surge protection. We're going to want to make sure that it's protected from the wind and the elements. So you'll notice that I have this sitting here on some gravel, but I don't have it directly on the gravel. I have it on a condenser pad here. It's raised up off the ground. It's level. It's also bolted down to this pad. The reason that's important is because these used to be referred to as suitcase units. They're taller and thinner with really strong winds. There's a chance that could blow over, and yes, I have seen it happen specifically on roofs, or here in Phoenix when we get something called a microburst. I have seen equipment moved because it wasn't properly secured. So another thing to consider when you are installing something like this in your home is a prefab condenser pad or a concrete pad. If you have a walkway or something where it's a fit, just make sure it's solid, it's level, and it's bolted down. There are two ways to approach the installation of a mini split, specifically the line set here. Now you'll see what I chose to do was have my line set not exposed, not coming down the wall on either side. Rather, I ran my line sets inside my garage where I have lots of shelving and tool cabinets and whatnot. And aesthetics inside the garage was not as important to me as the aesthetics outside my home. I also didn't want my HOA to even know that I had this in here. What I chose to do in this scenario, and a lot of our clients do choose to do this if they have the option, is to run the bulk of the line set inside. We'll step inside my garage and I'll show you that. So I have a 4-car garage and a single zone 2-ton mini split here. My bicycles are in the way, but you can see what I meant about having my line set hidden. There is my line set under my line set cover, and it runs inside my garage, down that wall, out to that condenser. I also have my condensate, my drain line, running down the wall and directly out here. The reason I didn't run that line all the way and have it drain next to the condenser is A, I had a place to drain it nicely out there where it wasn't draining directly onto my walk. I'll show you that next. But also, you want the shortest possible run when it comes to your condensate drain. Otherwise, you have to consider something like a condensate pump. In my application, I was able to keep everything real clean inside. Obviously, I have a lot of bicycles. My line set is covered up there, but you get the gist. You can see it if you follow my finger there down and down the wall there. So that's why I don't have anything exposed outside. You'll notice that I insulated my garage doors. This home didn't come with insulated garage doors, so I insulated them. The other thing I did is I insulated the attic above my garage. Insulation is something you really want to consider when you are cooling your garage, especially in a place like Phoenix. Again, in my case, it was important to me not to have anything outside. I live across from a beautiful mountain range. I have very tall ceilings in that garage, so anybody passing by would see if I had any line sets outside. I wanted to keep that all hidden. What I wanted to point out was, remember inside my garage, the mini split sits right above the door, the air handler portion. And then the line set ran across here, so we would have all that exposed if I had run it on the exterior. But we were just looking at my drain line that ran down. One little thing that I did, and these are just little touches that you can do. This is where my drain line comes out, and you'll see it's right next to my door, but it's in the rock and away from my walkway. So what I did was I just pitched it away from the door a little bit, so as it drips down, it will move away from the door. These don't condense a lot of water unless it's very humid, which we don't run into very often here in Phoenix. But just little touches like that, making sure that everything is siliconed nicely so there's no penetrations for creatures to get into your home. These are other things that you need to consider when you're considering a mini split. At the beginning of the video, I said that there were several important considerations when you were talking about installing a mini split air conditioner in your home that weren't necessarily a consideration when it came to central air. When it comes to central air, most people don't consider buying a unit online, attempting to install it themselves. It's a very expensive piece of equipment. It's one of the most important appliances we have in our home, especially in a hot place like Phoenix. But when it comes to mini split air conditioners, we have brands that are being sold in Home Depot and Lowe's and on Amazon. And their marketing departments talk about how easy it is to do it yourself. But then when you start to read the fine print, especially when it comes to warranty situations, they start to talk about hiring a professional, etc. The first thing that I mentioned that you should consider is not getting a pre-charged line set. And really that has a lot to do with just the hideous nature of what they look like once they're installed. You would not buy a suit or a dress and then wrap it around yourself. You would buy something that already fit. And when you hire a professional to install a mini split air conditioner, they're going to make sure that everything is cut to fit. It's tailored for your home, like you saw in my application. I want to make something very clear here. My company, Magic Touch Mechanical, serves a 35-mile radius around Mesa, Arizona. You're watching this video right now, and there's a pretty good chance that you're nowhere in my service area. So I'm not saying the things that I'm about to say because I'm looking to increase business. Granted, I do make these videos in the hopes that some local people will choose us when they need a new air conditioner or choose the fireplace when they need a fireplace. But I know that the majority of people watching are not Phoenix residents. Some of you don't even live in the United States. So I make these videos for you as guidance to help you and use my 37 years of experience in HVAC and my 29 years running a contracting company that installs air conditioners to help advise you to make the right choices for your own home or for your business. The reason I clarify all that up front is because a lot of people look at a mini split almost like it's a disposable unit, like a window unit. But the fact of the matter is, installed properly, not only do these systems work extremely well, but they're very durable, they last a long time, and you don't have a lot of problems with breakdowns. I have a building in Mesa, Arizona where our fireplace showroom is, and I have a mini split air conditioner in that showroom that we installed 20 years ago, and it is still going strong. I also have a Mitsubishi multi-zone system that runs all the time because our showroom is open to the public. And that system has been running for years and years. Now, that is a higher end system. It's a multi-zone, so it requires a lot more steps than even we've discussed here today. But the fact of the matter is, I don't have a lot of issues with repairing it, and it will stand the test of time. On the opposite side of things, we go to clients' homes all the time that have these offshoot brands, especially ones with these pre-charged line sets, and they either installed it themselves or they had a handyman install it, or even they had a professional AC company come out and put the finishing touches on it. They're a few years old, they're broken, and they can't get the parts for them. And that is the problem with some of these offshoot brands and some of these do-it-yourselfer type mini split ACs. Let me put it to you this way. Would you rather spend $4,000 every 5 years or spend $7,000 for 15, 20 years? Obviously B, right? What you don't want to do is spend $4,000 or $5,000 trying to save a couple $1,000, putting a mini split air conditioner in yourself, or hiring a handyman or somebody that doesn't know all the nuances, and then find out that you can't get parts for it, or it's going to cost less to replace it. When I did a review on my green mini split, I mentioned some brands that I liked. I like Mitsubishi. I like Bosch. I like the Gree. I like the Fujitsu, although they're getting hard to acquire. It seems like there's some kind of issue between, at least in Phoenix here, between suppliers and the factory. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I digress. I also mentioned some brands that I don't recommend. And I even got a letter asking me to remove my video, which I absolutely won't. These are all my opinions and my experience. So when I mention brands, like I did in that video, where I just say stay away from them, it's because I'm making these videos for consumers. I'm not making them for brands. I don't own stock in Gree, Mitsubishi, Bosch, any of these reviews. They don't pay me for these reviews. At the same time, I'm not going to be a shrinking violet when it comes to brands like Mr. Cool or any of these brands that sell these pre-charged do-it-yourselfer air conditioners. Go read the reviews online. Sure, you're going to find good reviews, but watch what happens after these people have their systems installed for a couple of years. That's where you start to see the lower rated reviews from any of these brands. I'm not picking on one brand in particular. I'm just saying that this is the type of home improvement that you should definitely hire a professional and have some backing, have parts availability, have it installed right. It will stand the test of time and you won't regret your purchase down the road. If you are in the Phoenix area and interested in a mini split air conditioner or a central air conditioner, give us a call. Our phone number is 480-855-8789. Our website is fireandair.az.com. And if you're interested in more videos like this, specifically review videos of different model units and different brands or how-tos, go ahead and subscribe. Drop in the comments if there is a specific topic that you would like me to talk about, and I'd love to help you. We'll see you on the next one.